All right, let's dive right into something we've all felt. You know that feeling? You get paid, everything's looking good, and then blink. And a week later, you're staring at your bank account just wondering, where on earth did it all go?
It is such a frustrating feeling, isn't it? You look at what came in, you look at what's left, and the math just doesn't seem to add up. It's like all those little harmless purchases team up to create this giant financial black hole.
Well, what if I told you there's a really simple but incredibly powerful habit that can stop that cycle dead in its tracks? A way to put you firmly back in the driver's seat of your own finances. And hey, it doesn't involve any complicated spreadsheets or anything like that. It's called the 24-hour rule. And I want you to think of it less like a strict, boring budget and more like a mental hack. It's a simple little habit that's all about making you a more mindful, deliberate spender.
So what is it? The rule itself is just beautiful in its simplicity. For any purchase that isn't an absolute necessity, we're not talking about groceries or rent or bills, for everything else, you force yourself to wait a mandatory 24 hours before you buy it. That's it, just one day.
Okay, so how does a simple pause actually translate into savings? How does this thing work in your day-to-day life? Let's break down the mechanics. It really is like a simple three-step dance. So first, you see it. That new gadget, those cool shoes, that can't miss online sale. You identify it as something you want but don't need. Step two, and this is the magic part, you just stop. You make a conscious decision to wait one full day. Then, third, after those 24 hours are up, you check back in with yourself and you ask, do I still want this? And maybe more importantly, do I actually need it? See, that simple little delay creates this profound shift in your brain. Impulse buys, they're immediate. They're driven by that emotional, reactive part of us that just sees something and wants it now. But by putting that 24-hour buffer in there, you switch over to mindful spending. You're basically giving your logical, deliberate brain a chance to wake up and get in on the conversation. That pause, it's the bridge that takes you from just reacting to actually choosing. And that brings us to what is maybe the most powerful part of this whole rule. I mean, this isn't just about saving a few dollars here and there. The real benefit is what's happening inside your head every single time you decide to wait. So here's the crucial point. You have to reframe this idea completely. This is not about restriction. It's not about telling yourself no all the time or depriving yourself. No. Every time you use the 24-hour rule, you're basically doing a rep at the mental gym. You're actively training your self-control muscle. The power in that pause is just incredible because it fundamentally messes with your brain's reward system. That urge to buy gives you this quick little dopamine hit, right? A fleeting sense of pleasure. Well, the pause completely shatters that impulse cycle. It gives that emotional high some time to fade away, which lets your logical brain step in and take over. You're literally teaching yourself the art of delayed gratification, which is a skill that's tied not just to being good with money, but to long-term success in pretty much every area of life. So let's zoom out a little bit, because this simple habit, it connects to a much bigger, much deeper idea about what it actually means to be financially free. Now, a totally normal reaction here might be to think, ugh, this is just another limitation, another rule to box me in. Is having to wait 24 hours just another barrier between you and the thing you want? But the whole philosophy behind this rule suggests the absolute opposite. See, self-control isn't the cage, it's the key that opens the door. True freedom isn't the ability to buy whatever you want whenever you want. That's not a choice, that's just a reaction. That's kind of being a slave to the latest ad or some fleeting feeling. Real freedom, that's having the power to decide. It's having the strength to say, not right now, or maybe even not at all. It's freedom from that awful feeling of buyer's remorse. And it's the freedom to put that money toward things that genuinely matter to you. A vacation, saving for a house, retirement. It is that moment you realize you are in control of your money and your impulses are not in control of you. So the biggest takeaway is this. That simple act of just waiting one day, it has the power to completely rewire your entire relationship with money and change your financial habits for good. So, I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. The next time you feel that little tug, that urge to make a non-essential purchase, just try it. Just for 24 hours. What's going to be the first thing you apply this rule to? The answer to that question might just be your first real step towards true financial control.